Welcome, y'all. Back to more algebra business. Talk about. So today we're talking about the difference quotient. So part of chapter of section 2.2 is the last little part. It's kind of its own monster, so kind of separated from the other things we're talking about. All right. So the difference quotient is just a ratio. It's a rate of change, and we've done that before. That's just a fancy name for slope. We're looking for slope. So for example, our equation, you remember, y is the same thing as saying f of x. So we change that. So here we have an x and an f of x. So this is x1, y1. Here is the change from x to the new x plus h. That's our x2. And then the same change happened up for the y. So this is our y2. So this is the difference quotient formula we're going to use. This is just saying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, the reason we don't do x2 minus x1 down here is because x2 is x plus h minus x1 is just x. Well, every time you set it up, regardless of what's in there, these will always cancel out, leaving you just h. So we just skip that part and just put the h only. But let's see how that works in the problem. So here's a problem right here. It says the function f given by f of x equals 2x minus 3. So the way we do our difference quotient is we take what's in the parentheses right here and substitute that in for the x. So when we set this up, so the function of f plus h, we put that in there. So we'll have 2 parentheses x plus h. So we replace the value of x with the new part, minus 3. That's the only thing that changed. So that's y2. And then it's minus y1. Now we're replacing x right there, giving us 2 times x minus 3 all over h. So that's what happened. So let's simplify that. We distribute this right here, and we distribute the negative. Remember, this is minus both of these, so let's change the sign on both of them. So we're left with 2x plus 2h minus 3 minus 2x plus 3. So that changed to a positive all over h. And then we just combine like terms. So we have a 2x minus 2x. They cancel each other out. We have a negative 3 and a positive 3. They cancel each other out. All that's left is a 2h on top. And on bottom is an h. And then we simplify that one more time, giving us 2. Now, remember, I said this is pretty much just slope. Well, what's in the slope-intercept form? What is the slope here? 2. So in a linear term, those will be the same. But not all the questions that we're going to deal with is linear today. So let's look at this. This is not a linear term. It's a 1 over x. It's actually a regression that kind of curves down. So let's see what that looks like. So same thing right here. We're going to substitute this in for the value of x. So it's 1 over x plus h plus minus, and we're going to place x in for x. Still x would be 1 over x. Ooh, make that look like an x. Good. All over h. So that is our equation right there. Let's simplify it. So just like any other problem we did before last semester and the beginning of the semester, we got to get a common denominator. Now to do so, well, we multiply by the difference. So here we need an x plus h on this side. So we multiply the top and the bottom by x plus h. And on this side, we multiply by x. When we do that, we're left with, on the top, x. And here, we're going to take that negative with the 1 and then distribute to multiply it. It'll be x minus h over the common denominator, x plus h. All over h. So let's simplify the top. So x minus x, they cancel each other out, leaving us just negative h over x plus h. We're going to leave that like that the whole time. Now this is divided by h. So let's write it side by side. So divided by h. Now before, remember, this is h over 1. You cannot divide by fractions or fractions to be divided. So we multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to get negative h over x plus h times its reciprocal 1 over h. Well, when that happened, that caused that to cancel each other out. So we are left with negative 1 times 1 gives us a negative 1. And the bottom, this all becomes 1. All this times 1 is just the denominator has how it's been. And that's our final answer here. Now this slope is different because it's not a normal slope like before. All right, but let's take another example. Let's see if when we have a squared. This will come up a lot during the homework, as if some of you guys have started it. You've seen it. Some of you guys that's not started it, you'll see it right here. So again, we're replacing, our first step is to replace the whole equation as it is with this first. So for every x, that's going to go in there. So for there and there, it's going to go in there. So we're going to have 2 parentheses x plus h, and then quantity squared, because we're squaring the x, so we square that whole equation, minus x plus h minus 3. And then the other half, minus, we replace all these with x now, which will stay the same, 2x squared minus x minus 3. All over h. I'm not going to do this one, so I would do it again at the end, but so you know it's all over h. So I'm going to say all over h every time, but I'm not going to write it because it's just a long line. All right, so let's simplify this. Now let's start with this, parentheses exponents. Here, this is saying you're not distributing the 2 to that. That's a common mistake. Now we're going to take x plus h times x plus h. That's what we're saying. So we're going to multiply. We're going to distribute these right here to each other. That gives us the equation x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Once you multiply and simplify, that's what you get. So we're replacing this with that. So we now have 2 parentheses x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. All right. And then we're going to distribute this negative through. So it'll be minus x minus h minus 3, and distribute this negative through. Minus 2x squared plus x plus 3 all over h. So one more distribution we got to do. We got to distribute this right here, and then we're going to combine like terms. So once we do that, we're left with 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared. And it's minus x minus h minus 3 minus 2x squared plus x plus 3 all over h. All over h. So let's simplify. Let's combine like terms. So let's start with the 3. So 3 and negative 3 and a positive 3. I'm going to change the color so we know these are gone. Bam, bam, those are gone. We have a negative x and a positive x right there. Yeah. And then we got a 2x squared and a negative 2x squared. So all we're left with is 4xh, 2h squared, and then negative h. I'm going to put these in order. So I'm going to start with the 2. 2h squared. 2h squared, and then plus 4xh, and then minus h. All over h right there. Good. So now we can reduce one more time. Let's look at these. Right, these all have h, so we're going to factor out an h, leaving us 2h plus 4. Sorry, 4. Let me fix that. That looks ugly. Can't erase, I can't just rub it and erase it like you can do a dry erase marker. All right, 4xh minus 1. When you took that h out, left you just 1. Actually, this h is gone as well because we took that out. Let me erase that. Bam, bam, bam. So it's just x only. That's my bad. X all over h. So those h's cancel out, leaving us just the equation 2h plus 4x minus 1. And that's our final answer, y'all. So on every single one of these problems, the h's cross out. The h cross out there, the h's cross out here, and then the h's cross out here. So as you go through the homework, at the very end, eventually your h should cancel out. And if it doesn't, we probably did some math wrong somewhere along the line. So hopefully that helps you guys that missed class or need a little extra look at the lesson. But y'all have a great day.